What's up, 420? How you all doing? Good morning. Good morning. Come on in. Come on in. Woo, this coffee is good. 420, how you doing? He is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you could think, according to the power that works in you. Um, he's able to do exceedingly abundantly above all you can ask for, according to the power that works in you. You all, this is the season to really step out on faith, even in this crazy, topsy turvy, uncertain time. Now is the time to step out. Um, there are some things that I'm getting ready to do that I'm really extremely excited about, and I just feel that people just need to take a risk. Good morning. Good morning, Mondo. I see you. But to be honest, you all, I went to go see The Devil Wearing Prada last night, and the movie was very good. Was it the first movie? No. But did it make sense? And did it have a story to tell? It had many storylines. Many storylines. Um, hey, Outspoken Savage. Sometimes, new people don't care about the same thing you care about. You got to really go see the movie. But the movie was very good. Sometimes you got to think about the people who made you successful and think about them. Sometimes people want a chance, but we make them feel like, well, we think that they don't want it, but we never asked. And the movie was really good. This movie is a coming to terms type movie in a humorous way. And also, too, you all, it seems like the ones that stay the longest are the most resentful, are the most bitter. And a lot of people should have left long time ago. I mean, the movie was good. You need to go see it. It was good. So last night I had Vic on the platform, and you all, everybody is not trying to grow in YouTube. Everybody is not trying to be that viral sensation on YouTube. And Vic really pointed some things out. The beef sector is about their money. The beef sector is about their coin and growth. Um, we're not trying to do this real stuff. We don't take this as real. But some people outside of the sector do. And another thing that really hit me and that I had to tell Vic is some people don't want to expand because fortune is more important than fame. And being spread on all platforms, it ain't always a good thing. I'm finding out when you got a lot of other things going on YouTube, and this is why people are now. Let me say this: this is why some people are changing their platforms and doing something totally, totally different because nobody is going to expand their platform with beef sector roasted and gagging when people are such doxologists and doxologists. Nobody is doing that. And I'm gonna tell you, this is why the beef sector stunts its own growth. This is why the black sector stunts its own growth. This is why people leave these spaces and go elsewhere, because it's not so much of it being demonic. It's not that. It's that these people really are hell bent on ruining other people's lives. And no one is going to expand and do this who really got something going on in life. They're not going to do that. It's the people who don't have shit going on in their life or got a job that is very disposable and you can find another one. They the one who do that. I mean, I'm being real. Somebody really wanted the mayor and Ghetto to go to jail. They really wanted them to go to jail. I mean, you look at what these people try to do, and it's like, So all I'm gonna say is everybody doesn't want to expand. Everybody don't want to be famous. But I tell you what, my steady check that comes in is cute to me. And until I figure out what I'm gonna do with the channel, we gonna do it until we can't do it no more. Outspoken. A lot of these people's childhood trauma, they bring it right on to YouTube. It's no different than real life. Some of these people, childhood trauma, they bring it right on to YouTube. It's right here for the world to see. The movie is very good, you all. I'm not gonna lie, it's a very good movie. The movie is very good. Let me see what. Mm. Let me say this, y'all. If Lemon is truly not working and he don't have nothing else to do, this is ideal for somebody who really don't have anything else to do. Or if you have this nondescript job that you working behind the scenes, you working behind the house, you don't have anything to worry about. Meryl Streep was nice. It was a good movie. You all need to really go see it. This is why I can't stand. This is why now the mayor is retired, so you know they can't touch his retirement money. He's good, but ghetto intellect, you know, it's just a lot of people. Like Chocolate Bay, you know, people can't stand Chocolate Bay. Even though, and let me say this. Let's say that Chocolate Bay was caught up in that mess. It doesn't diminish the fact that he's still successful. It doesn't diminish the fact that he's still a black, white collar working professional. It doesn't diminish the fact that he received his education. You all just use it as fodder because it makes you feel good about yourself. And the first thing that come out y'all mouth is, see, you ain't better than nobody here. And no one has ever said that. But his choice didn't cause him to go to jail. His choice didn't cause him to get something very catastrophic. And that's what people don't understand. And a lot of people don't like him because even though Chocolate Bay at one point was a heavy set dude, he still had the chutzpah, he still had the attitude of, I know I'm somebody and I can be 500 pounds, but I am somebody. And people can't stand that confidence. They take it as arrogance, but they know they're lacking things within themselves. And so they'll go attack somebody. That's why Wolverine is the way he is. Oh, they couldn't stand him either. But you look at this, y'all, look at this, and people never say they better than anybody. They never say this or the third. It's just your mere presence that will really bother these people. And so I'm just telling you all, a lot of this stuff is deep rooted and deep seated. Chocolate Bay's success does not bother me one bit. As a matter of fact, I celebrate a Black man, a Black woman, a Black trans person who is doing it. I have a friend right now who is trans and has a very high position in an organization. This person has an MBA. She is doing her thing and she is trans. Nowhere am I jealous of her, but I admire her because you have somebody who is trans who can move in those spaces. And that's a testament in itself. Why am I going to be a hater? Why am I going to be a hater because somebody got a house and got a car and living a good life and eating good and traveling? Why am I going to hate? And the people who always got something to say about it are the ones who are grappling with their self-esteem. I don't think nobody is better than I am. I don't care how they try to put it and shape it. But what I can tell you is this. I know I'm somebody. And my worth is not in what I wear. My worth is not what's on my finger. Now, I know some people think that, but it's not, because I know who I am. And if I didn't have one diamond ring, if I didn't have not one stitch of clothing that's designer, I'm still somebody. Because I knew that from afar. This is why the trailer thing gets me. Because you was, baby, the trailer is a big testament. It goes to show you that you can make it in America. See, they don't understand that the trailer thing is not a read to me. It's you can make it in America. That's what it says to me. And I don't think people get that, because it goes to show you that there is no excuse that you can't make it in America. Coming from a very lowly place and getting to where you need to be. I'm going to read you because you came from a trailer, but I'm not in the trailer now. And let me tell you something, the trailer was full of good memories and laughter and good people. And most of those people who lived in the trailer, in the project, in the neighborhood, they doing extremely well right now. It ain't where you start, baby. It's where you finish. And this is what people don't get. So the trailer thing don't hurt me. It's just a testament. I hold my old neighborhood, the modest home that I grew up, the extremely modest home that I grew up, baby, I love it because it tells you that you can make it. That's why people don't get under my skin about foolish stuff and all of this. Oh, you ain't this. Baby child, hey, it is what it is. The bottom line is you got to invest in yourself. The bottom line is you got to love who you are. Hold on for a minute, y'all. You really got to love who you are. And a lot of people don't love who you are. Let me tell you something. I don't despise that trailer park. I love my old neighborhood. Oh, I love the people at the old neighborhood. I saw people get up and go to work every day on those hard jobs, but yet they had their homes and their cars, and they were clean and decent people. They didn't steal. They didn't do things that were unlawful. They raised their kids. Their kids wound up being successful and coming back and reaching back for them. I seen people take care of their mama, and grandmama didn't leave them alone, didn't put them in no nursing home. I've seen it. So I'm gonna tell y'all can't make me feel bad because of that. That you gotta do much better. That's why I laugh at people. Well, you came out of it, so that don't bother me. And I mean, and the funny thing is, y'all really do think it bothers people. Let me tell y'all something. When you know who you are and whose you are, that shit don't bother you. Baby, I am happy to be a product of the inner city and come out. God is good. And that's the problem. A lot of y'all are ashamed of where y'all come from because y'all still in the same predicament. See, that's the real tea right there. You was raised in a trailer. Okay, yes. From the ages of 1 to 4, I sure were. I sure was. Okay, I was reading something. I sure was. I sure was. And then let me give you some more ammunition. We moved right down the street in a housing development right down the street from the trailer park. So I was still in the hood. I sure was. But where are you now? Some of y'all act like y'all lived in the Hamptons. Girl, some of y'all act like y'all lived in Beverly Hills and off of Wilshire Boulevard. Okay? But the thing is, if you did live in a situation like that, what are you doing now? Where are you living now? And let me say this. Even if you're not where you want to be right now, it ain't no big whoop. But y'all make it a big whoop. And we know what the beef sector gives. So we know what it gives. And so y'all pissed off. So shout out to the chocolate bays. Now, let me say this. Now, and I'm going to tell you, you can take it how you want to. I don't have a problem with Bi-Nerdy. I mess with Bi-Nerdy like Bi-Nerdy messes with me. But I'm going to say this. Bi-Nerdy takes care of his family. Bi-Nerdy works. Bi-Nerdy went through the schooling. I don't care if he went to a Lula school of business. As long as it's regionally accredited, that's all that matters. And I admire and applaud Bi-Nerdy for doing that. I don't hate that man. At the end of the day, at least he did it. Now, Toothless Ghetto Intellect, same thing. At least he did it. At least he did what he needed to do. And I am not going to be hating on folk who put in the work to better their lives. And that's the real. That's the real. Let me tell y'all something. Thank you, Kimberly Black. So I don't give 5 damns about what people think about me. You can't. Baby, people gonna talk. They gonna run their gums. And you let them. Let them. Now, let me tell y'all this. And this is real. When I was hanging with Ro, me and Ro had a really good time. Ro is a really nice guy. And I can understand why people like Ro. Ro is not a nasty spirit. He's really not. But when I left Ro, I said, Ro, you get on your apparatus and you do your show. Say what you will. Tell the people I met Jay Wilson. Tell them XYZ. Tell them what you want. But I told Ro to do that. You know why? Because when you know who you are, and when you know whose you are, you don't try to restrict people and you don't try to hold people money. Amen. Let me tell y'all something. Say what you will. I don't try to control people's lives. I know people talking about something, you ain't my daddy. I know I'm not your daddy. But let me say this again. Wise counsel. There is safety in wise counsel. That goes for everybody, including me. There is safety in wise counsel. Many people wouldn't be in the situation that they're in today had they listened to wise counsel. There are no friends on YouTube. Stop acting like these folk your friends. Baby, if they get a chance to throw you under the bus and get paid for it, you're going to get paid for it. Let me tell you something. Now, if you go watch The Devil Wear Prada, you're going to see that. The star of the show had a situation where she could make a lot of money, but making the money would mean doing something that could damage a relationship. But she wanted to frame it just right. But she decided not to do it. And in the end, the person who she was going to do it to told her to do it. She said, it may help me. And she said, no, I couldn't. No, she said, yes, you could. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Yes, you could. Because if you couldn't, you wouldn't even thought about it. It wouldn't even cross your mind. Let me tell you something. Be honest about it. That's why I told Ro, do what you need to do, Ro. Do what you need to do. It ain't going to affect me one iota. But you wanted to do it anyhow. And I'm not saying Ro is bad or this is Ro, but I'm referring back to that movie. Because we really try to get self-righteous with this thing and get it twisted. This is why I don't lose sleep over the stump downs of the world and the people who was around to live and now they over with somebody else and tearing Jay Wilson down. Baby, it's gonna happen. I don't know why people get upset. In that movie, all that movie did was prove it. And I'm not talking bad about anybody. Thank you, Yvonne. I am not. Thank you for that $5, girl. I haven't seen a super chat, girl, since COVID. Okay, come on. But look, I'm not talking about anybody bad. But I don't know why people think just because people start with you, they're going to be with you. No, ma'am. It's the ones who speak highly of you who will cut your throat the deepest. Y'all don't know that? It's the nephew that you invest in the most that will disappoint you in the long run. Y'all didn't know that? So I don't understand why people get upset. And that's in real life. That's in real life. I'm preaching today because somebody really need to hear this word. And some of y'all content creators need to get over it and start, you need to build a bridge and get over it. Because at the end of the day, y'all doing too much. This stuff ain't worth your livelihood. This stuff ain't worth going to jail for. This stuff is not worth it. This is a show. Once you finish your damn show, you clock off and you move the hell on. Stop making this shit your life. Hold on, y'all. I'm backing up. Bro, stop making this shit your life. This ain't your life. This is an apparatus where you can make a modest amount of money and get your ass off. Stop treating this like your everything. Stop treating this like your everything. Stop getting emotional in your spirit. This is what I tell people. I don't give a damn. Come on, Yvonne, girl. You better come on, Yvonne. You better be a member. And let me tell y'all something. Folk don't get nothing special because they're a member. People are members here because they know I'm telling the truth. People are members here because they know it ain't no diabolical darkness and deviance over here. People are members here because, baby, I'm going to speak truth. That's why people are members. Oh, come on, somebody. Let me drink my coffee on that. Y'all going to realize a rich means nothing to me unless there is health insurance, 401k, stock options in that rich. That's when the rich start meaning something. That rich don't mean nothing to me. Folk losing sleep off of things that don't got no power, things that ain't gonna do nothing. Only thing, let me say this is why you can tell folk really like control. Because the only thing that rich can do is time people out and block folk. That rich says that you are a glorified usher at somebody's congregation. And you have the power to silence somebody for either a second or two or a time frame or block them. And some of you all love that power. A rich means nothing to me. Nothing. Let me tell you something. A real OG in the beef sector, a real OG, don't have to dox, don't have to do none of that. Because a real OG knows that you make your money. A real OG knows that controversy sells. Controversial situations sell. A real OG don't take these people nor these situations seriously. I always tell people the law is for the lawless. Keep it lawful. Amen. Because I'm gonna prosecute. Lord, I'm not gonna try to persecute. I'm about to say persecute. But I'm gonna prosecute to the fullest extent if you break the law. But y'all, this YouTube thing, people have gone plumb wild. I'm going to tell you, I'm not immune. In the wild, wild west of YouTube, we did some things now that I would never do. But see, you live and you learn. And this is the thing. When you do something stupid, learn from it so you don't do it again. Learn from it so you don't do it again. Know your self-worth and your value. Your self-worth and your value is not wrapped up in what people think about you on YouTube. Your self-value is not wrapped up in that. You better know who you are outside of these YouTube walls. Now, a lot of people think that I am anti-Rodney. No, I'm not. No matter what Rodney does in his life, Rodney got his own job. Baby, Rodney got some serious carpet, honey. Let me tell you something. When you got carpet tracks, you know you cleaning that carpet. You don't ever see no toys and no junk and no crayons on the wall and shit on Rodney. Okay, honey, Rodney had drapes. Not curtains, boo. Drapes. Them bitches was about 10 pounds on them rods. They were about 10 pounds on that rod, baby. Them real drapes. Them JC Penney drapes right there. Okay? Baby, them things didn't come cheap. Okay? Baby, them things didn't come cheap. I ain't mad at Rodney. What pisses me off with Rodney is you don't let people diminish and cheapen your brand. Here you are, Rodney, with a job, a home. You don't look that bad. You ain't begging. I think you got all your teeth. I don't think you an alcoholic. But yet, you kowtowing to somebody who has admitted they don't work, they live with their mama, they can't drive because they done made some bad decisions with drinking and driving. Now they want to claim that you predatory, but I ain't never heard that you touching somebody's booty because it's wet. I ain't never heard that. But see, Rodney, I want to put this thing in perspective for you. Because sometimes we don't know what we have within ourselves, and we looking at other people, and truly, these folk may look good on YouTube, but off YouTube, baby, it's a whole debacle. It's a whole mess. You better know who you are. Stop devaluing yourself with these people. Now, you say that's your brand, and that can be very much, well, it could be your brand. But like I told the Miss O, and like I'm telling you, y'all don't need this. Y'all don't need these people. You good all by yourself. Let me tell you something. When the Miss O got that little court thing going on, she realized she didn't need them hoes. And a lot of these people want you to be beholden to them because they know that if they have you under control and in their alliance, they can move forward and hold you back. They will talk to people that they tell you not to talk to, but they'll go ahead and talk to the people. And that should be an indication that this is bull crap in the first place. That's why I used to tell people, when I get you to your 1,000, you do what the hell you want to. I don't control you. I don't control your platform. One thing I did tell people was, don't take this too seriously. Did people listen? No, they took it seriously and they start messing up. That's why I'm serious, you all. People like XYZ said this about you, so, and what they got to do with me? It ain't stopping no bag from coming over here. Let people say what the hell they want to say. That means that they're watching, they're observing, they got a lot to say, and let them say it. Oh, Rodney gonna do what he want to do. You're right about that, Itzy. You are right about that. But people better get a vision. People better get a vision. That's all I'm saying. Get a vision, people. Get a vision. This is a show. This ain't your life. If YouTube becomes your life, then you need to go touch some grass. YouTube is my life because I get an income stream from it. But far as socially and stuff, no, absolutely not. No. Castro, you up there fighting with that lady over there in that with that hover round. You up there fighting with that lady. You live way in Arkansas. That lady live way in Kentucky, and you sitting up there fighting with that woman. Continue to make your baskets and live your life. And Castro, you gotta know when to fight and when just to let people talk, because folk really want your attention. Folk really want you to say something. I don't say nothing no more. You know why I don't say nothing no more? Because I was right in Kentucky and I was right in Ohio, and nobody didn't do one damn thing. And I went on intentionally for that reason. Do you hear me? I know where I was gonna be. I sure did. I went to that old nasty piece of Waffle House right downtown Covington, Kentucky. And I sat there and ate, and I knew that I wasn't gonna have no issue. Because you ain't gonna tell me where I'm gonna go and not go. Y'all, I ain't mad. I just think that we need to really be. I think we just need to know what YouTube is about. And don't let people get in our spaces to upend our peace, because that's what people want to do. And at the end of the day, you all, when you know what it's about, you keep it moving. Brianna, is you gonna take a picture with your cap and your gown? I want you to have your little mortarboard on and your nasty piece of graduation gown on. I don't know. Did she post the pictures yet? Her cap and gown. I'm looking for her cap and gown pictures. I know she said she was gonna do it. Child, I was right in Covington. I went to DeVue Park. I was in Park Hills. I was in Newport because I went to the shopping center in Newport. I went on over to that nasty piece of yeah, baby. Yeah, I wasn't worried about nobody. Outspoken, I understand, but see, again, everybody has their platform for what they want to have their platform. And I'm coming on the platform to speak reason. Because somebody got to speak reason. Somebody got to be balanced. Somebody has to be focused. Somebody got to speak. I know what people going to do. They're going to do what they want to do. Folk wrong. But sometimes you got to put things in perspective. Sometimes you got to let people know, baby, you living beneath your privilege. Don't let nobody punk you to think you any less than. People always want to come after the LGBTQIA community. And see, let me tell y'all something. It's not a straight man against gay man thing. Because first of all, in my eyes, that don't even make a difference to me. But I'm going to let you know that as a gay black man in America, ain't nothing to play with. As an older gay black man in America, I'm still viable. I'm still making deals and doing what I need to do. I don't feel inferior to any damn body. I look at some of these busted bricks and I'm like, I know you ain't trying to compare, because I can pay my electric bill. I can pay my water bill and keep all my teeth. See, y'all don't understand. Ain't nobody intimidated by no bitches up on here. But what I refuse to do is to ruin my voice that I got to sing with, my little money maker, hollering at people who ain't worth hollering with. See, that's what people don't understand. It ain't intimidation. Are you serious? Nobody ain't intimidated by some busted brick. Absolutely not. Because I don't think I'm the shit. I know I'm the shit. I don't even think. And you can call it arrogance. You call what you want. I am made in his image. And baby, I am using the talents that he's given me. And I have not buried them in the ground. I have multiplied the talents. And see, what I'm trying to say is it's all about choices. It's all about the decisions you make. And I don't make the decision to bury my talent. I make the decision to increase, to add or multiply my talents. Am I perfect? Hell no, I ain't perfect. Do I have blind spots? You damn right I got blind spots. But baby, you learn from those things. I'm a very reflective person. How could I have done that better? What's another way to do that? And I don't sit around and mope around shit that's done. As Nina Simone says, when she says, you know what? You can't go back and change those things, even if you want to try. She said, though time may help you forget what has happened before, honey, it's too late for regret. What's gone will be no more. Baby, once that thing is gone, you got to move on. Some of y'all is living with mama and daddy, and mama and daddy is gone. They dead in the grave, still running your life. Baby, move on. When people try to throw stuff in my face from the past, girl, I'm like, that's gone. Can't do nothing about that. That's gone. Now, would I throw something up? Yeah, because if you don't know that it's gone and you still living with it, that's your issue. I'm just being real. Tomorrow is gone. It will never be yours. The only thing that you can do with tomorrow is learn from it, because you sure can't live in it. And if you're living in it, then you are hindering yourself. The only thing you do with tomorrow is learn from it and build on it. But you got to prepare for your future, and you got to live in your present. Oh, come on, somebody. And see, let me say this. This goes beyond YouTube. This is why a lot of people can't move on, because they thinking about what happened a long time ago. Or that, baby, that's gone. That's gone. That's gone. Let me tell y'all about bragging. You bring your people along with you. Because the bragging thing and all of that stuff, it's a fine line. It's a fine line. Now, I've heard the saying that an empty wagon is the loudest, meaning that somebody who don't got nothing within them, they're loud and they don't have nothing. But then I've also heard that it's a sad dog that don't wag his tail. My God, today. Oh my God. I think you have to have a balance. And I think there are ways to promote yourself without promoting yourself. I am always leery of people who got to tell you what they've done and da 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 da. I'm always leery. But if you can frame that thing in a way that if you show people how this leadership connects with helping somebody, I think that's a better way to do it, because you got to promote yourself. And self-promotion is not a bad thing done right. It's a sad dog that don't wag his tail, but the emptiest wagon is always the loudest. And I believe in both of them. So the word of the day is balance. The word of the day is balance. The word of the day is balance. And I think you just have to know how to balance. And let me say this, you all. I know that people come from different walks of life, different backgrounds. I know everybody is not going to think like me, but there is some experience. I have seen some things, have done some things. It's called trial and error. And I just think that sometimes that people come in, well, no, this is all the time thing. People come in your life for two reasons: to help you, to hurt you. That's it. To help you or to hurt you. To help you or to hurt you. And you need to know the difference. We have seen the resume of some of these people. And I always go back to, why are you trusting them folk? I don't know why you think you're going to be any different, because they getting ready to turn on you. Now, Lady Nika and Pizarro can go right over there to 1-2s on the bottoms platform right now, because they are grown women. They can go over there and stay all day because they are grown women. But when I say you better not go over there, they know that Jay Wilson is saying that man ain't no good for nobody because he ain't no good for himself. That's all. That's it, and that's all. And you got to put things in perspective. You know what he's done to his own moderators. He done put women on Front Street recording them. Yes, Lord. I never forget, it was a lady who was going to talk to Kimmy about him. And he said, if you do that, oh, I'll expose you. I'll put pictures out on you. See, y'all forget that kind of stuff. I don't. If that man can do that to other people, why do you think he won't do that to you? He love on you today and will flip on you tomorrow. Y'all run on over there. Let me say this. I give people chances till I can't give them chances no more. That person can never come on my platform because that person is very hostile towards the LGBTQIA community. The person is very hostile towards women, very misogynistic. And so I'm like, I don't want you over here. I've given you a chance. You show me who you were over and over and over again. I'm done. Always give people chances. So when you have to really cut them, you justify. Look at Hard Titties over there. Hard Titties used to come on this platform and she used to perform and cut up and all of that. I saw Hard Titties. I saw her the long way. But Hard Titties, I saw you do something. I'm like, no, ma'am. Because again, people act like they doing you a favor, but in reality, you're giving them access and a platform. Don't ever think that you're not. And like I always say, I enjoy your company. I think you do bring something to the table. But your presence is appreciated, but not needed. And I had to cut Hard Titties. Now Hard Titties is blocked and can't come over here. Now all of that bitterness, because see, this is what Hard Titties was about in the first place. Hard Titties ain't a friend of nobody. Hard Titties is trying to get me to fight somebody who ain't even in the sector. But see, that's where Hard Titties was in the first place. That's her spirit in the first place. I'm telling you, this is why I don't lose sleep over what these people do. The only reason why I know Hard Titties did that because y'all were telling me. Because I don't go watch Hard Titties. People trying to tell me about Brian. I made it my business not to watch him. Because the last time I watched him, instead of being funny, instead of making people laugh, it was giving manic. It was giving emotionally tired. It was giving, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not with this. I'm not with this. This is not funny. It ain't funny. And my thing is, if you really want to know how somebody feel about you, block them. Do something that separates you from them, and you'll see who they really are. You see who they really are. Again, I don't have a problem with Rodney. Let me tell you why I admire Rodney. I don't care what nobody said about Rodney. Rodney goes to work. Rodney has his career. Now, I'm going to say this. Rodney pisses me off because Rodney don't know what kind of power he does have. And he is relinquishing his power to people who really don't have no power. They give the perception of power. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I'm being real about that. Everybody who I done fell out with, I keep it real quiet. The only time I have to come back and slap somebody down is because they get upset because they're baby, people want your attention. People really want your attention. They act like they don't, but they really want your attention. And if you really want to know how people feel about you, have a fallout. Have a fallout with them and block them or take a wrench, and you will find out how they feel about you. You will really find out how they feel about you. And this is why some people can't come back, because all you got to do is shake that bottle real well. Let me tell y'all something. A lot of this dirt and mess, it hides really deep below the surface. But when you really start shaking it hard, that dirt will come out. Hey, Honest Row, honey, that dirt will come out. And people will really show you who they are. They will talk about you like a dog. You ain't say nothing about them, but baby, they will say a whole lot of stuff about you. Now that's real. That's real. Honest Row, you know I'm telling the truth. See, this is why I don't play with people no more. Because people will act like you in the wrong. That's why I say, at the end of the day, there are no friends on YouTube, and we are all 1099s. Because, baby, these people will really show you who they are. All you got to do is block them. All you got to do is take a wrench, and, baby, you will see how they really feel about you. That's why I have backed up about it. That's why Hard Titties can't come back over here, because Hard Titties have really shown me who she is. A lot of people have shown me who they are. And because of that, I don't want to give you access to me anymore, because that's how you really feel. See, when you in good standings and the good time, well, let me tell you something. All of my friends that I have right now, we've been through some tough stuff together, but we still friends. And I never want to say anything detrimental that I would regret later. We still speak truth to each other, but there is a respect. And I'm going to leave it right there. Baby, if you really want to know how people, let me tell y'all something. And I'm going to say this at Honest Row coming up, but I'm going to say this. Delta has been the best company that I have worked for. Let me tell you why I say Delta is a good company. When Delta had to lay off people, they gave us way advanced time to prepare. They told us in 3 months, they did a 3 months forecast to say, hey, we're going to have to lay off people. Delta let people retire early so the seniority number could come down. They tried to do attrition before they laid people off. And then when the time came and they had to lay people off, I never forget it. Delta had other companies there to help the people out. They had unemployment there. Delta did deny people unemployment. They did all of this stuff. And that showed me something. Now, you don't know what you have until you go somewhere else. Strayer University, baby, they laid people off in 1 day. In 1 day. Didn't give the people nothing. Didn't give the people nothing. You hear me? And from that day, I said, how you treat your people when you have to release them is a good indication of how you feel about the people now. Oh, y'all better get that message. How you let your people go is a good indication of how you feel about your current workforce. Okay, hey, Ro. Baby, I'm preaching truth today, Ro. I'm preaching truth today, Ro.
Pastor, you better let it out this morning. And you're absolutely right. I mean, you got to block these hoes that are toxic. I feel so much better. I'm telling you, with relieving certain folks, like with that good old block, or just ignore. Sometimes you can just ignore, Pastor, and it feels good. Okay. And,
Well, I heard you sang a little bit, Ro. You said feels good. Okay, Ro, you better sing. You better sing, Ro. Go ahead.
It's Sunday, Pastor. You gotta let a little bit of the word out. But yeah, I mean, it does. It gives you have more energy, and you start to see too how these folks act. Like lies start coming out. I had noticed that when I start ignoring folks and have blocked them out, they start lying because they have nothing. They have nothing to give, and you see who they are, so I'm glad, that's why I'm glad when I do block them, because you see exactly who they are and what type of character they have. And it's nothing that I need to be around, except maybe on this YouTube app where I can't, I don't control it. I don't control this YouTube app, but I know I control Ro and his life, and I control where I go and all of that.
And Ro, they about the business.
Being myself.
They like to divide people. They like to really divide people and cause wedges and things that are not there. Let me say this again, you all. In the past, I have roasted and gagged Ro and vice versa. But this is the thing. I met Ro in person, and Ro is a nice guy in person. Ro knows, and Ro can attest to this. When I left Ro, I said, now you go on your chat and you talk about the experience. Get your money, Ro. Didn't I tell you, get your money, Ro? I said, get your money. And so
we barely talked about this stuff up here, Pastor. That was the thing. We barely, like, when it comes to the folks up, we barely talked about the folks over here.
Barely.
If that.
Barely talked about anything. So this is the thing. Everybody tries to play me out to be this evil person and messy. I am messy on YouTube. I am messy on YouTube. But you never gonna hear me go back. Let me say this. Ro and I can fall out tomorrow. I am not gonna take away our experience because I'm mad at Ro. Ro breath was not stank. The folk tried to say Ro breath was not. It may have been stank that day. I don't know because I wasn't there. But it was stank when he met me. Baby, Ro went to the Ro went to salon and got his hair twisted up. And Ro was looking good. Ro was cool. Ro had a nice car. And Ro, we had a good time. I am not going to come back and talk about Ro. See, that what get me. Now your breath stank. Now your hair was nappy. On Mad Day, everything that's bad now. No, tell it in the good time. Tell it in the good time. If the breath was stank, tell it when you had metal. Don't tell it on Mad Day that the breath was stank. Because it makes you look real small. And that's one thing I have not done. Let me say this too. When a certain content creator tried to come for me, I looked at them and I still would not tear them down. You know why? Because again, I'm not going to tear down the experience. I'm going to say this. I'm going to call the name. Heidi Fly husband is a stand-up guy. I enjoyed my time with Heidi Fly. It is so unfortunate that people had to go for YouTube clicks and views to do something so stupid. But I understand. There's no friends on YouTube. But I'm not going to diminish what Heidi and her husband did. I'm not going to diminish it because it was nice.
Y'all look like y'all had a good time too, Pastor. That's why it was kind of hard to see.
We did. But you know, again, people will throw that away. And can I say this? We were never close like that. We were really never close. The relationship was a cordial relationship, a transactional relationship. When Heidi said she was going to invite J Dunn, I'm like, you can do that, but I'm out. Because again, I don't want to be around that person because that person docs and I don't want to be around that person. Somebody told me you was trying to stop J Dunn bag. No, I didn't, because I mean, Heidi still could have got her there. And this is the thing, and this is what I keep on telling people. If she wanted J Dunn lived right in Georgia. Why didn't you do something with her after I had left? Because you didn't want to do that. What you wanted to do was have a situation that was uncomfortable. And I'm sorry, I was going to deny you that because, again, I'm not going to meet with someone who I don't want to really talk to. I ain't trying to stop nobody, man, because you could have called her. But I said, if you call her, then, you know, I'm leaving and y'all can have some time together because I'm not mad. But I'm not going to sit here with her and fake the funk. I sure ain't. And let me say this. I don't have a problem with J Dunn. I just don't want to be around her because she did some shit. And I'm like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. But I will say J Dunn has a Good Morning show. See how easy that was? J Dunn has a Good Morning show. I just don't want to. Let me tell y'all something. Yeah. J Dunn is a person. I will be on a platform with J Dunn. I have been on platforms with J Dunn. Jay Dunn just can't grace my platform, and I will never click on hers. But I can be with her. I can work with her. It's just the personal stuff, and you done fucked up on that side that I don't want to hang with you anymore. And you can say what you want. Let me say this. I do not mess with people for nothing. If I leave you alone, it's a reason why I've left you alone. And it ain't for nothing. And some people try to act like, I don't know why. You know why. And I'm not perfect. And I can look beyond certain things. But certain things I can't look beyond.
This is the same thing goes with Lemon a little bit too, Pastor. I say.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Ro. Well, how you look at this, Ro? How you see this?
Yeah, I see it that way too. Like if somebody does some very foul things, to you, to let go. It's a time when you let go. It was a time when I didn't know. I didn't know when to let go, but sometimes, but you should know. With dealing with all this that we deal with over here, it's a sense that you get. That I feel like that. Like, okay, you know what? You might need to leave it alone. You give everybody a chance, so that's where it comes into effect. You give everybody a chance, and you start to be able to know who the ugly ducklings are. That okay, I can't deal with you. You ugly all over. You ain't gonna never change, and that's just how it works. But usually over in this area, I will say that the people that you may get along with, I may not get along with. Vice versa. It can be like that, and then
And there's some
the
people
ones
you
that
just
you really just don't
tolerate,
fool.
bro. There's some people you just tolerate because there's a content creator who embellishes so much, they lie so much, and you really got to check because they embellish so much. And it'd be like, oh, nobody ain't say that. You making that up. And again, you understand that that's their character, but then you step away from that because, see, you get somebody killed because of lying. You know what I'm
You
saying?
can,
So, but
yeah,
my thing is, people want your attention, and I'm not gonna give people that. I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't give you attention like that because at the end of the day, you got to save your energy for things that's worth it. Now, like I said, y'all. People say, well, you got a propensity towards Ro. I do. But if Ro fuck up, I'm going to say something. And I'm sure if I do something crazy, Ro will say something. I don't take it personally, but I am going to say this. I will look at the Ro for certain reasons. Yeah, we did go to the same college. And baby, there is some power in those HBCUs in the relationship we have. Ro is like family because he is a Spartan. I don't give a damn what y'all say. I don't give a damn
yeah.
what y'all say. Y'all talking
That
about something.
fact.
Y'all can't believe that Ro graduated. Yeah, well, he did. He did.
Yeah, smarting all day long. They better stop it.
Mhm. So, Ro, that's what I'm saying. So again, you have to really know. Ooh, baby, hey, let me tell you something. Now. I don't know why they got this bakery stuff over here at this old nasty piece of HEB, but I'm getting ready to pass it because it's of the devil, and I am not gonna eat it. Mm-mm. I'm not gonna eat
Pastor,
it in Jesus'
they had some
name.
real good cinnamon rolls in a grocery store I went to, and they had it in the warming section. I said, "Oh, look at that right there, the
Mhm.
devil's sweets."
Wow. So now, Ro, what's been going
Yeah.
on in your life, though? How's things been going? How's the job been going? Because people always talking about your job and how you stressed and stuff. But how your job going? You doing all right on the job?
Yeah, they sure do, Pastor. And, you know what? Yeah, it's going, Pastor. I got to say, see, that's one thing. That's why I go because I mean, that's why I'm glad I have coworkers that can definitely vouch for me on what we go through together. So that's just it. Going through certain things at the jobs that I feel like everybody is going through, especially when change comes around. But for the most part, I know how to I know how the people who I'm forming relationships with, they it seems like it's coming together. Like I'm actually supposed to be going out today with somebody that I know that I'm getting closer to. And we
Mm-hmm.
just gonna go out, we're gonna have a good time. Um, I know where I stand at my job and I know the security that I have.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that goes into that. Now, what I have discussed with you know who before about he said, "Oh yeah, ruin this job." First of all, he didn't even really want to hear what I had to say. That's how you know these people ain't your friend. You know, because a friend would be there for you to say, "Oh well, I can help you out with this." Since you want to help me so much, right? No, all that person wanted to do was fook. They just wanted to fook me, and they didn't care about really what was going on in my life. Otherwise, you wouldn't come up here and like you said, the ugly. You can't wait to show the ugly of how you felt. So you never wanted to discuss what I may have been going on with me and my job, even though you come up here and you discuss your job every chance you get, the jobs that you've had in the past, like you ready to hit somebody, right, sir? You was ready to hit a lady. Shut up. But sorry, I mean, but no, really though,
That's okay, bro.
I'm glad you
I'm an
said that because it
ATB, so
shows.
y'all keep on talking.
Yeah, it just shows everyone. It shows how people are. Once you do break ties with them, they really show their true colors. And then they also have to embellish and lie because they don't have nothing else. What's up, Demon Sir? What's up, baby? Yeah, see, and in my boot, I'm telling you, if I can talk to her, and it ain't none of that. We all know how these jobs go, but see, you also have to realize the source of it. Somebody that doesn't really keep a job as they should in their adulthood and in their maturity, they always got to get away from it when one thing goes wrong, one little slip up. Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I mean, no, I can't do it, and I ain't gonna do it. So you gonna be homeless? That's why you've been homeless, not me. Ro has not been homeless while he's been on YouTube, but apparently you have, right, Mister Oodles and Noodles? Oh, that's all I got is oodles and noodles, and please give me some toilet paper before I got to use some sandpaper. Put some sandpaper in your ears, ho.
So,
Okay, and be quiet.
so, bro, I gotta ask a question.
Man.
So, you mean that you all would have conversation, but he seemed uninterested in the stuff that you were going through, but it was always, I want you to hear what I'm going through? I mean, that's what you sound like you're saying. It sounds like that he wasn't really interested in a lot of stuff that you were going through, but how was that?
Yeah, that's exactly how that is. Yeah.
Mm,
Because it's like I've seen you go through things, manic attacks right up here about certain jobs that you've had, and you go through them. See, that's all oh, you just need to move on, you know, and but see, that's how a person would be but that's back when you're a teenager. That's when you
mhm.
can move on like that. You too old, you can't just move on like that as you get older. And but that's how he still thinks though. He feels like that one little argument or something that he may have with somebody, he just got to go. Like,
Wow.
but you can just leave. You can just leave it. Well, no, not if you are building a career. That's not usually how it goes. You try to work through it,
But
and yeah,
you said building a career,
yeah, that's right.
not a job, but building a career. Mm,
Yeah,
that's
see, that's
interesting,
not
bro.
something. Yeah, and it's all fine when you do feel like, okay, I found something, I settled with it. But this is, I'm sorry to say it, when you are settling down into your late 40s, this ain't the time to really be trying to sprout out and say, oh, this, I want to do this, and this. You got time to do all of that? You the
Mm,
one, I mean, you the one that been coming up here yelling homeless. You have, and the reason is because you don't know how to just stand your ground on something. You don't know how to handle confrontation. You don't know how to be a social type character. But when you spreading your earth around at all these different employment agencies, then you need to learn how to be a little social. You're gonna have to learn how to be social and how to talk to somebody, because if you don't, you ain't gonna make it.
mm. Wow, bro. What a
But keep spread the cheeks even wider and see what you're gonna get. I hope it's not another stunt with I'm on the street. I hope that ain't gonna happen. Captain,
mm.
I hope that ain't. But it has happened for you before, right? You screamed it out quite a bit of times up here. I'm homeless. Help, help. And
Can I
gotcha.
say this, bro? I'm gonna say this.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that he was homeless. Dovey had mentioned it, right? And so I thought Dovey was lying. I didn't think she was telling the truth. I'm like, and then he came up and said it. I'm like, what? Baby, these girls just, they
That
just
was
do
in
too
the
much.
past, though, right? That was in the past, though, right, Pastor? Not in the present day.
No,
Like when
Dovey, no, Dovey did that recently. Now, his
okay.
homelessness might have been in the past, but we
I
didn't
hope
even know
so.
about that. You know what I'm
Remember
saying?
he well he was, yeah, Pastor. He was yelling it out though during the time that like his first sickness around that time. I thought he was, but yeah, like you said, like, I didn't really pay it no mind. Like I was like maybe he just going through something. But
Yeah.
yeah, a person like that, they would be homeless
And let
because
me say this,
you
and it's the kiss my ass. It's the give me your ass to kiss that I didn't get. And again, I don't think he get the full picture of things. It's like, bruh, people didn't want you to be homeless. They didn't give you the money to run your life. They gave you the money so you can be in the hospital and get the treatment that you needed. That's what they did. And again, what shocked me, Ro, what really shocked me was you were leaving that hospital against the doctor's orders during a time when there was a whole hurricane coming to Houston. And, I know that electric and power goes off during that time. I'm like, the hospital had the generator. Really, the hospital was probably the safest place because their electricity is still going to be on. So I'm like, we are not trying to run your life, but you're leaving the hospital against the doctor's orders. You had a catastrophic a situation that was not good. And you just told
that's right.
everybody to do what the doctor said to do. And you gave us this whole PSA only to leave the hospital. And I didn't know until Jay Dunn mentioned it that he had passed out when he had left. I didn't even know that. And then went home. He admitted that the electric went out at his house and some things was going on at the apartment. And I'm like, you should have stayed your ass at the hospital. And that's when I said to him, nobody can tell you anything. Because if the doctor can't tell you, like hell, anybody else can. And I think people were pissed off at the mere fact that they gave him that money so he wouldn't have to do that. But he was like, and I mean, the people were concerned. And this is when I say you don't even give a damn about yourself. Because my thing is, it wasn't a control issue with me. It was like, man, stay in that hospital. At least let the doctors evaluate you and y'all can have a conversation and you can leave. But just don't leave that hospital with all of this stuff that you're going through. And I think that
Well,
pissed me off more than anything. Go ahead.
oh, well, Pastor, hey, Demon So Baby, I
Hey,
Hey,
Roro.
Miss O.
Hey.
he I think he passed out though during the like before he got into the hospital the first time. Like I think that's what made him actually be in that hospital bed is because he had like walked out because I think they was trying to tell him to that he needed to stay, but I guess he didn't want to.
Well,
And then he
Jay
said
Dunn
once he was
said he
walking
got
out, he
in his
fell out.
car. Now, Jay Dunn said this was after the fact.
Oh. Mm.
Mm-hmm. And Jay Dunn be knowing. Now, Jay Dunn, one thing I will say is she will be knowing. Mm-hmm. Hey, Miss O,
Too
what's
many
up?
videos have been deleted.
Oh, I just came up here to see what y'all had going on, just to see whatever. Don't tell me no spoilers about the movie because I didn't get to go see it yesterday, Pastor, and I'm going to see it.
It's a good movie. I think you enjoy it. It's not like the first, but it's good in its own right. It tells a story too. So I think you enjoy it. I'll say that much.
Oh, I wish my Roro was here. We would go see it together. Devil Wears Prada or whatever. But did you see the first
Yes,
one,
we
though?
would, baby. Yes, I love Devil Wears Prada. Yeah, I really liked it. My favorite character was Emily. I did like Emily, so I'm glad
Mhm.
she was
Let
back.
me say this
I'm,
while the Miss O is up here. Let me say this. So the Miss O and I had a falling out, right? But what I did not do is sit there and go at the Miss O.
And then because I didn't say something so catastrophic, so D Miss O and I could actually get back together, and we talked out and ironed out some things. But I didn't say anything so ugly that I couldn't come back from with D Miss O.
Right.
Again, what's in people will come out of people. How they really feel about you will come out when junk ain't right. So again, you can say whatever you want to. Now, I'm going to say, with me, if I really don't like you, then I'm going to say some ugly stuff, and you'll know. But let's even go with Binary. Baby, I'm messing with Binary because I'm messing with Binary. I know that money thing. I know how Binary is. But again, I really don't hate Binary. So I'm just saying, y'all, some of these people, y'all need to leave alone because they don't see it for you. They don't see it for you. Go ahead, Miss O.
Yep. And then they go way low and then be looking around and looking stupid, want to know why you tripping or whatever. Don't realize all the cash money shit they say. It's one thing to fuss and argue, but it's another thing to take it all the way to hell.
That's right, boo. I've been called a slut. It's a straight up
you been called a couple sluts, bro.
And I said, oh, that's really how you feel about me? I'm just trash. Well, if I'm trash, you gonna find you something over there.
You want to go to the adult bookstore, bro? He said you want to be nasty at the adult bookstore and stuff. I'm like,
He said you want to go to the glory hole.
We talked about that, and I was wondering, if that was something you wanted to go to. But I will say this though, and I will make it even worse for you. Yeah, go ahead and try to have a date over there in Houston, but watch yourself. You heard about the House of Virginia rate going up? They say Houston is the worst. Now go and settle on that and have a biscuit with somebody. How about that? Watch yourself, partner. Make sure y'all both go to the clinic together. Houston is the biggest. Yeah, they said that about they said Houston is right now is the top for.
Well, I guess instead of House of Virginia is Houston is viral. My God.
Oh, that's
Houston
good.
is viral, honey. Okay.
Yes.
Houston is viral. My.
They be busy in Houston. When you used to do your prep thing, Pastor, you'd have been busy in Houston. Was y'all busy in Houston? Because I would think that'd be y'all.
Well, believe it or not, it's funny that you mentioned that because people was up there laughing about that. We went to Splash in Houston, and it was big. I mean, even with Splash, it was big. And so, yeah, let me tell y'all how Houston is. So when I did work for the pharmacy, we would have to go a lot of places. So, the drag shows, any place where there were gay men, we went because, again, but not only did I go, and I'm going to say, I didn't only go to gay spaces, but I'm going to tell you where else I've been. But I never forget in Houston where we had to go to the strip club. And when I tell you this man had light coming out of his booty, when I tell you this hoe had a whole mini flashlight up his ass and he would squeeze it and the light would come on, I ain't never seen shit like that before.
Gosh.
I ain't never seen shit like that before. Now, let me tell you something. I don't like strip clubs, but baby, I'm like, how is this light coming? Baby, it was a flashlight.
No,
I mean, you must got some baby, you got some real cheek muscles. When you can squeeze the flashlight, I'm like, dude, Jesus. I'm like, my. That's Houston. That is Houston. But let me tell you what else that I've gone. I used to have to go to churches because a lot of women who were heterosexual were contracting HIV. And if y'all didn't know, at that time, heterosexual Black women were really catching HIV at an alarming rate. And I had to go to churches. And you would not believe the fight that I had to do to get into those churches. I had to tell the pastor, do you want me to talk about diabetes first? Do you want to talk about hard issues first and then go into that? I'm like, how are you expecting y'all people to live right? Well, a lot of your colleagues who are pastors are having these affairs and having children out of wedlock. So my thing is, if you can't do it, then why do you expect your people to do it? And I would have to have those conversations. I'm like, do you hate your people that much that you will not give them information that will keep them alive? Are y'all that vindictive that you want people to do this? I said, let people live. Let people live so they can get Jesus. Let people live so they can do all of this. And so a lot of people think that this was only gay men, but I had to go to a lot of faith-based communities to talk to them about what was going on as well. So while people up there laughing about the PrEP thing, baby, lives were spared because of it. One thing that I will say, when I first did this and people was laughing about it, one lady hit me up and she said, you saved my son's life, because I didn't even know about this. I'm telling you, so I don't let people make me feel any kind of way because I was in public health doing what I needed to do for public health. You can't shame me. That's why I look at these people. I'm like, you can't shame me. You can't shame me because of that. And the sad part about it, before I was working for the pharmacist, I didn't know about all the technology and the things about this. So I had to get informed. Knowledge is power, people. And you being ignorant and thinking things are funny, it ain't funny until your child, your nephew, your uncle, your auntie get something and can't get rid of it. So it is what it is. Go ahead, D Miss O and Ro.
But
Well, yeah,
yeah,
you're
that is
right.
important because you're right. The straight women is the ones that's getting it and ain't even living the lifestyle or whatever, ain't cheating or whatever and getting it. And you would think, like you said, that they sexual health would be just as important as they physical. But it's like it's some kind of, I don't know what it is, some kind of disconnect, because obviously the people are getting it. It's more because church folks are also going to be counted in that viral count that Houston
It
got
is,
going
and you
on.
know what? And the church folk will be sneaky because they want to sneak because they don't want to be found out. So they will hold the stigma longer than anybody else, not knowing that, baby, your pastor ain't good either. He out there creeping too. You just don't know about it.
Yeah, because I think I had told y'all before about like someone who I read like that was a good friend of mine when I was younger, and she ended up unfortunately catching it from a guy who she was dealing with, and he wasn't in the church, but he was one of those like the download dudes, and it was just a horrible time because she knew something about him. Like she would tell me, she was like, "Ro, it's something about him." She was just going through certain things that you go through, when it comes to, I guess, somebody who, I didn't really classify him as a thug, but he was somewhere around that. And, they go through that stuff sometimes, they may not pick up the phone or something like that. But she was always like, bro, it's just something that's just not right. And I was like, well, I don't know, and next thing you know, we had that terrible conversation. She done went and found out um what had went on, and he knew, that he, because I guess, she was crying, he was crying, when she told him. But I feel like he probably already knew he had it.
Well, I'm gonna tell you
I
what,
really
bro.
do.
No, you're right, Darcy. No one is exempt, and that's the problem. So while people were really, and I wasn't bothered by it. Again, people always are skeptical and laugh at things they don't understand. And I get it. A lot of people didn't understand. But again, you're up there selling PrEP and no. We're saving people's lives. Because at the end of the day, I would rather somebody not get it than sit there and play with it and then people get it. And the sad part about it is that gay white men were living. And we are always the last ones to get
Right.
this. And my thing is, I'm like, y'all need to be aware of this. Y'all need to be aware of what's going on. you know? And so I just thought it was very sad because the main people who were at risk were the ones laughing at it. I'm like, ho, had you gotten this, you may be in a different situation. And again, I'm like, you can't make me shame for a public health situation. And if it's going to save somebody's life, you can't make me feel shame about that. And I don't care if I am part of the clergy, even part of the clergy, I want you to live another day. Okay, I want you to live another day. And I don't think people, and that's what I would have to tell those pastors. I'm like, do you want these people to get this? Do you really think that this is, and then people would come out and talk about something, well, you know, God said that you shall do this for your sin. They always wanted to justify it with the word. So I'm like, well, how many men in this congregation have children out of wedlock? Y'all always see things in a gay way, but then you don't
Yeah,
see
they thought it was
things.
just gay pastor. They thought it was just a gay. Like that's why they didn't. I feel like they didn't want to see it because they like, oh, this a gay thing. You know, that ain't gonna really hit us like that.
Yeah. And then I had to let them know, y'all ain't even. Then when I had to let them know, do you know how many pastors are down low? Or even if they're not down low, they're having sex and having these babies. I'm like, so if your colleagues, and I'm not saying you, I had to let this pastor know, not you, but you know pastors who done had indiscretions. So if they can't do it and they supposed to be leaders, then why do you think that your congregation is going to be able to do it? And I'm like, public health is not your scope. Stay in your lane. If you are not a public health practitioner, stay in your lane. Because a lot of people, I don't know. It's a lot. Now, there's a preacher now who's talking about sex and how we see sex. And a lot of people are very upset with him now because he's talking about real marriage and all of this stuff and what marriage is really about. And let me tell you something, when you start talking about things in context, it makes people very, very uncomfortable. What we're talking about right now makes people very, very uncomfortable, especially when it comes to church spaces. But church people, I think, are the most vulnerable because they try to live this life. They try to look a certain kind of way. They try to fit in this mold for people. And then they get caught up in stuff, not realizing that half the folk at the church struggling with something. Somebody is struggling with something. It may not be drugs. It may be overeating. It may be DV. It may be a whole lot of stuff. But everybody in that congregation is struggling with something. Nobody ain't exempt. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, like Eddie Long. You know, I think that's a good example. I'm not sure, was Eddie
Oh
Long
yeah.
always a gay man, or did he also like have a wife and kids in the
Yeah, he had
congregation?
a wife and kids and all of that.
Eddie Long ain't
Oh,
never identified as gay. He always identified as a straight man. He preached against gay stuff. I mean, that's what makes it so bad with him. And again, he prayed, P-R-E-Y-E-D, on a lot of these people. He used his pastoral authority in the wrong way. I know for a fact that one of the victims' mom was a single parent. She lost her husband when the child was very young, and she thought Eddie Long as a father figure for her son. Come to find out that that's not what he was. And so she has to live with that guilt and shame for not being there for her son. That's how it seemed. So Eddie Long used money, power, and the sad part about Eddie Long's situation was other people knew about it. I believe his wife knew about it. I just believe that she went along with it because she liked the prestige of being the first lady and driving nice cars and living in a nice house. But do you not know those boys were living in members' houses? Some of the members owned homes, and Eddie was housing them boys in the home. Eddie had them boys on payroll. Come on now.
oh my God.
but yet preaching against it every Sunday, preaching against it every Sunday. So again, I'm not trying to come down on the church, but it seems like those people who cry so much against it are usually involved in it. Let's go to Ted Haggard. He was in Colorado Springs. He was preaching against gay, but yet now I'm gonna give Ted his props. At least the man was grown. Okay, the man was grown, but he was a prostitute and he was on meth. So not only is you a gay man, you a gay man with a drug problem. See what I'm saying, y'all? And so when I see these people who be protesting against it, I'm always questionable. I'm like, well, why you so adamant? Is you doing something? What you doing?
Yeah, sometimes I can definitely see that. Especially when they real strong on it. I know some, it is certain people though, Pastor, I will say they just have like strong, after like strong emotion, strong anger from things that have happened in maybe their past, some that may have happened. Where, I'm saying like I'm gonna just, say it, they may have gotten touched on when they was younger. And that's why they have a strong hatred towards, the community. That could have also, happened.
That could have, but that's a possibility. This is what I used to tell somebody, which was really interesting. So they had that big scandal in the Catholic Church, but it's really interesting that a lot of those men were not gay. They actually married and had kids. They had the experience, but they were not gay. And that's a real interesting thing to me, because I'm like, there are some people who just don't give a damn, but there are some people who know and go for that. And so you're right. There are some people who are like that, Ro, who use that. But on the same token, everybody who's gone through that didn't become gay. They wind up marrying. It becomes a painful situation. I know somebody right now that they were gang raped in prison, and they were used.
Oh no.
Let me tell you, they went to prison at a young age, and baby, they were used. Baby, they were being trafficked, and they were being trafficked in prison. You would think that they would be turned out like that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They did not want it. They did not desire that. They are married right now. They just had their baby, and they are nowhere near gay. They got trafficked and they was used for gay acts, but they ain't gay. Okay.
If you not meant to be gay, like that's another thing people gotta understand too. Like if you got a straight and narrow, like this is the way it is, that's the way it is. That's like how women experiment. Like, because people, when women do experimentation, a lot of times, maybe wherever, excuse me, I'm sorry, in college or whatever, and they may be in the tomboy phase too. Sometimes they'll get married and have kids. Not really think about it no more. So that is the case. But with men, it's a total different after they look at it, especially the black community. If a man does, one thing, oh, he gay. They don't think about no bad and all of that. That's what I used to didn't understand, because I was like, well, how come a woman can be bad, but y'all saying that
Oh
men
yeah,
is
they do
no
that. They say
bisexuality for
it's
men?
sexy. They say it's sexy with the women. It's something about me, because even men who really are homophobic, they give the women a pass when two women get together because they say it's sexy or it's different. So basically, if it turn you on, then it ain't gay, which is crazy, because you're right. Women do get a pass for like experimenting in college or something like that. Then later on, they have a husband and kids, but nobody will say that meant they was gay.
Yeah. And
Well,
I'm y'all, and with this, like on this apparatus of things, the only person who I see he doesn't like the woman being gay either is grown folks. Like, I'm just throw that out there. See, and that's what kind of had got me, because I was like, oh wow, so he really just doesn't like any of it. Like, because most of the guys would do that. They would act like, oh shoot, I don't, no, if two women, oh no, I'm good with that, but no, two men, y'all, no, that's not, you can't be bisexual.
let me
You
say this:
can't.
sexuality is on a spectrum. I believe, that's my belief. Everybody has their belief. I believe it's on a spectrum. I believe that there are some people who have tried it and it's definitely not for them and they won't go there again. I believe that they are straight people. I do believe that there are people who like females and men. You see a lot of that in Brazil. A lot of Brazilian men are very fluid with their sexuality. But whoever they're with at that time, that's who they're with. I see a lot of men on YouTube that I wouldn't want to spend the night with because even though they saying they straight, they giving something else. They giving something else. And again, I don't want everybody to be gay. That's not my thing. I don't want everybody to be gay. I really don't. If you are, you are. However, we are even threatened when we say that we believe that sexuality is on a spectrum. There are some men who have never had vagina. They have never had sex with a woman and don't want to. There are men who have had sex with women and still can have sex with women, but they do not want that emotional type of thing. And they really prefer being with men. I'm telling you, it is on a spectrum. Y'all would believe when I was single and in New York, how many men would say they got divorced, or they say I ain't never done this before, or you wouldn't believe it. But it's out there, and it's not to scare women. It's definitely not, but it's to equip women to say these are some questions you need to ask. And if somebody gets very offensive because you asked them that question, then that's a red flag right there. Because when you are securing your sexuality, you can say, no, I don't have a problem with what other people do, but that's not something that I'm into. But when folk gotta put on an act in the show, I'm like, oh, okay. But I'm just saying, and I think it's for men and women. Do you not know that there are people who just want sex for procreation and nothing else? They don't enjoy it. I'm just saying. So again, yeah, right. You're right, Kimberly. The world is made up of all types of people with different preferences. You are correct.
That's a demisexual, right? I forget. It's so many different terms. Yeah, like somebody
there are men that don't want to sleep with men, and you're right. Never had, and that's what I'm saying, you all. So again, nobody ain't trying to make you. Nobody can't make you nothing that you ain't.
Oh, Pastor, Laura Roach. Laura Roach is I think he's like that. Like he doesn't want to have sex with a man or a woman. He says. I don't think.
Oh, the one who look like Jermaine Stewart, baby. He be having them bundles in his hair, baby. Honey, them bundles, baby. He had that virgin yaki.
Oh, baby, it be laid, baby. It be silky, so honey. Let your soul glow. It be
let your soul
glow. Yes, he got that real nice sharp shade too. He does some nice sharp shade.
Let me see here. When I first met my kid's mother, I told her that I had encounters with men. Well, at least you honest. At least you honest, Trademark.
Yeah, that's nice, Trademark. I feel like Trademark is a very honest man, though. So, that's great. And he's very masculine too. I'm glad that he didn't let that take anything away from who he was. Because they will, like certain times, I feel like not knowingly, but certain men, like you said, Pastor, that may have been in a gang rape or something, just something vicious, horrible sexually, and they still want to be with women. Sometimes they'll still get pressured, I feel, to say, no, you've been with a man, you gay, you just need to go ahead, and they may not even be able to live their full life, or what they want for their life to be, potentially, because they get stigmatized and pressured into like, you need to just stay on the gay side. You done got messed all up. Just stay on over there. And then they may not want to be over there.
Hold on for a minute, Barbara. Women can have a high tolerance for pain. You don't think some of these women don't want no sex up their rump? And some of these girls got that real tight stuff. Okay. I mean, it is what it is.
And that I have tolerance for pain.
Bro, it is what it is.
So if you dealing with a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm just saying, but
Yeah, I know a lot of women even though I've heard a horror story before, but yeah, some women be like, ain't no sex, ain't no sex. Oh, they're gonna be mad at me for this one,
well,
Pastor.
that's the thing with
Ain't no sex
pregnant.
came from the heterosexuals.
That's
Ain't no
what happened
sex
with
came from the
pregnant.
heterosexuals.
Because she didn't want to get pregnant, so that's why she did it up her booty. She said, "Oh, I can't get it because again, and people didn't want to get pregnant." Oh, y'all better let me tell you something.
I think everything came from us. Everything
This
ain't
is
come
why.
from gays. It came
Yeah,
from we learned from y'all. We learned from the heterosexuals, baby.
let me tell you something. This is why sex education is so 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 important. The more you know, the less you have to deal with a whole lot of crazy stuff. I remember when we first started talking about this topic, and I start giving the people like the lingo that people use, like fisting and analingus, conolingus, and a whole lot of. I mean, we were going through the whole dialogue, and some people couldn't believe this. I said, "Ask your children; they'll know." And people were so shocked. One lady said, "My child knew everything except one of those terms." I was shocked. Let me tell you something. Just because you don't know, that don't mean your children don't know. You just don't know. You just don't know. So, and just because you don't do it, that don't mean it ain't been done. Baby, I don't know why
Yeah.
people want somebody to arm up their stuff. Women and men. Because some women be taking
Somebody,
this
yeah,
up their stuff too. And let me say
this
this.
man told me about that. Like he said, he stuck his whole hand at the girl. I said, "Oh Lord, not up her butt, but up her vagina." He stuck his whole hand up in there. I was like, "You like your hand up in there? What was you doing?"
Yeah. Well, like I said, some people are gluttons for pain. So again, when we talk about gay men have a propensity for pain, well, some of these women have propensity to pain. I've heard some women say, "I ain't taking no big thing like that. You ain't getting ready to tear my stuff up." And I heard gay men say the same thing. So obviously there's some things that's going to tear your stuff up,
He
regardless of
said
who
she
you
didn't
are.
want him to take it out of there. He was like that. He was trying about to take it out, and then she held his took him by the wrist part. It was like, "You better not take it out." I said, "Oh my God, what you what?" I can't hear no more of this story, sir. He said she grabbed that. She grabbed his what part is that, Pastor? Your wrist? She grabbed it. She was like, push it up. She wanted him to push it up even more up in there.
Oh,
I
Lord
said,
Jesus.
"Girl, what you got going on?"
Baby, she got cabinet spaces, honey. Cabinets. What's up, under new management? Under new management, what's up?
Oh,
Oh
she might be
Lord, I'm just a
traumatized.
man.
She traumatized.
Something
Under
ain't
new
right.
management,
People always clicking up on links and ain't ready.
is she ready? Under new management, are you ready to learn? Come on now, under new management. Oh, Pastor, she won't ready.
Okay, come back, girl. Come back. You up here holding space, ain't even ready. Ain't even ready. Just coming on up here, ain't even ready. Come back to the studio. Girl ain't even ready yet.
She gonna learn today.
I mean, I don't have a problem. I like new management, but she just need to be coming up. You be like, new management, new management. Girl,
She be trolling Pastor. She wants somebody to fuss at. I think
well,
she like
it
that.
all
She like
goes back. It all goes back again, bro. A lot of these people are thinking that, oh, I don't believe you all are talking about this. We're grown. We're an adult. We're adults. And my thing is, a lot of people really need to be educated because they don't really know. And my thing is, when your children know and you don't, that's serious. This is why I think parents need to know
yeah.
technology, because there are a lot of baby, the predators done moved online, and you got to be very careful. So, I just think that we have to be very careful. But I do think sex education should be taught in school because, we always leave it up to the parents. A lot of these parents were never taught. And just general information.
Like, you need to be responsible if you're going to have sex. This is what you need to do. You need to have condoms. You need to have this, and the third, not only for birth control, but for disease prevention. You need to do this. I told my niece, I told her straight up, you getting ready to go to college. I said, you don't have no money, he don't have no money. So nobody can do nothing for you. If you're not willing to have sex and have your name mentioned in the locker room, then don't have sex, because men talk just like women. So if you're not ready for that, and if you're ashamed to go get condoms and things to keep you healthy, then you are too young to be having sex. I also told her, if you get pregnant, you going home. You're not staying with me, because you didn't come to college to be a slut. You came to college to finish your education. I was very pointed. I was very real. I was very candid. I did not tell her no. I did not tell her not to do it, because she was a young lady. But what I did tell her is, these are some things you need to look out for. And if you can't do these things, then you may need to slow your roll. And I was very serious about that.
Yeah, that's
Demons
right.
O,
Because we
O,
got to it
you got
in
daughter,
middle
you got a
school.
daughter, Demons O. I'm sure you had to let your daughter know that, girl, this is what you need to know.
We were
Uh-oh.
taught in middle school. We were taught in middle school, Pastor,
Okay,
about
Demons O.
oh she
Huh?
demons. Oh, there she go. Oh, there she
No, I was saying, Demons O, that you have a daughter, and I know you want your daughter to know everything, not because you're trying to tell her to go do it, because I'm sure you would
Right.
rather not your
Yeah.
daughter to have sex and to wait, but you smart enough to know that, hell, did you not have sex when you before you? That's what I used to tell people. I'm like, so was you a virgin bride? No. So then why you think your child gonna be a
Right.
virgin bride?
Right. No, knowledge is power, education. Because it's like you said, it's more than even just about having a baby. People always think that's the worst thing that can happen. No, you can get something that you can't get rid of.
Okay. Yeah, but
Mm-mm.
this is what get me.
go.
Let me tell you too, Demons O. These people done live hell on wheel life. They done live their whole life as a slut, and then they want their children to be angels. But they done got saved, sanctified, and filled with the Holy Ghost. But they forgot you was a slut before God saved you. So again, you need to tell your children and help them out so they have knowledge, like you said. But you were no virgin bride either. So now you want your children to toe the line, but yet you was a hoe. No, 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 no. And then these different standards for their sons and daughters. The son can be a whole hoe and go out there and spread his seed, but then the daughter got to be a virgin queen. And that gets me again. There's the misogynistic view. Women need to be chaste and pure and virgins, but men can be sluts and everything. And then they want everybody to take their secondhand shit.
The thing I didn't understand about that though is when you sit there and you let the dude be like the hoe. Oh yeah, he can be the hoe. What about that person's daughter that he's fucking on? How come it's only meant for your daughter? Cause the son he gonna find a girl. She could be just in the same situation as your sister, your daughter. You know, so I'm like, you ain't thinking about them. So, but no, because that's a man. Let him go ahead and do his thing. You know,
And what we're
so
getting
that
to,
ain't
you
right.
all, and what we're really getting to is heterosexual people, gay people. It's not a hetero or a homo. It's people. It is people. And as long as people can divide and put people in categories, we always point fingers and we always doing this, but not realizing this. Like I look at Grown Folk TV. He always want to talk about homosexuality is wrong and stuff, but yet you hunching folk and you ain't married. You up there taking videos and pictures of women, and you don't think it's a problem with that? And see, this is what I get. And you're always trying to send somebody to hell, but you got gasoline draws on with kerosene on the top. And then you talk about somebody going to hell. That's what get me. That's what get me. Because you trying to take the mote out of somebody's eye. You got a whole forest in yours. And people don't see that. And this is why I sit back and laugh at people, because that content creator we was talking about, he don't want to be gay no more, so he go run to this man who wants to say, oh yeah, that's right, son, you doing right, but yet this man is having sex out of wedlock, taking pictures and videos of women And that's what you want to hang around? Yeah, I mean, it's the blind leading the blind. Yeah. Anyway, y'all, any more comments before I close it up, Ro and Miss O? I'm just being real on today. And it's not a gay man and a straight man, gay woman. No, it's people. It's people. It's people. You know what I'm saying? Everybody talking
I
something.
enjoyed this conversation, Pastor.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to say I enjoyed this conversation, Pastor. It was nice. I feel like we caught a lot of topics, you know, because this is real life. We gotta think about it. At the end of the day, we are all out here living our lives, and yes, you may not like the way your daughter or your son is living their life or may become to live it, but I feel like as long as you can be there for them, that's the thing that counts. And I hope you can be, so that they can live who they are, like truthfully who they are. Because I really don't know one parent that can say they are very much satisfied with their child living the way that they want them to. You know, I just don't know. You know, I know it is some selfish parents, it is some narcissistic parents, but I really feel as though they would want a child that is being themselves, you know, and they can grow to love that instead of loving basically what a clone of yourself. Yes, some parents are like that, but I just hope that most of the parents out here are becoming more say, I want this child to be who they are, you know, and then definitely, you know, I want grandchildren. I want to become a grandparent because I want our legacy to continue to rise, but let it be with who that person, who that child is going to become, who they want to become. I hope.
And also, to you all, let me say this. I'm not trying to control content creators. Ro is a grown man. Ro went real dark one day. Now, I can say Ro don't do that, but Ro gonna do what Ro want to do. I'm gonna say what I want to say. However, Ro know I'm coming from a good place. D Miss O know I'm coming from a good place. I used to tell D Miss O, stop going over there with them people. Them people don't like you, girl. Coming from a good place. I'll never forget when let me tell you something. And I'm glad I brought this up. Ooh, D Miss O might have to click the link. I still got a little time. But there was a person that D Miss O met, and she thought they had a connection. They were nice to each other, right? But baby, the truth, how they felt about D Miss O came out. Let me tell y'all something. Again, and then that person tried to throw shade, talking about I'm gonna dog that person out. Let me tell y'all, people always try to put other people under the bus when they the one who doing it. You hear me? And that person talked about D Miss O like a dog. Do you understand me? I done met people, y'all, that I know some things would be YouTube gold. No, I'm not going that route. I am not going that route. There are some people, though, who do something. Now, it's funny because I got Trademark and Honest Ro on the platform. And all I'm going to say is Ro ain't never said nothing derogatory about somebody. He said something about somebody's sister that was not derogatory. It just slipped out, and it was a concern. Trademark Fortune, I ain't never heard Trademark Fortune mention anything about this content creator. But because somebody got in a fees about Trademark having an opinion and Ro, baby, they went for blood. Okay, it was okay for them to do that. It was okay for them to do that. But then when Trademark Fortune dropped them receipts, honey, people got real touched in their spirit. And see, this is what I'm saying. If you really want to know who people are, piss them off. If you really want to know who they are, just do something and you will find out who they really are. That's why I say y'all need to step back for some of these people. Because, honey, some of these people crazy.
Yeah, and Pastor, we done been through this stuff before. That's something too that they gotta understand. So, you know, it does hurt at the beginning, but it's like I'm gonna get over this, right? Because I was able to get over the other mess that I've been through, and you was right there. So for you to try to play me the same way that I got played before just don't make sense. You don't think I'm smart, and you really didn't care too much for me if you thought I wasn't smart enough to know how to deal with this. But that goes to show, some people I feel like Pastor, they live so their narcissism is so infused within their minds
But
that
bro, let me say this,
they
bro.
don't know
Let me
what's
say this, bro.
going on.
Some people really admire you. They don't want to admit it. So Ro is a slim, skinny guy, but Ro got confidence. Ro got a career. Even though Ro do be looking like Raj on what's happening sometimes, but Ro can get on a plane. Hello, somebody. No blood clots can get on a plane and go to California. Okay, and pay for a rental car. Ain't asking nobody to come pick him up and take him all over to California. No, he wasn't calling Snoop, talking about Snoop, can you come pick me up? He wasn't calling MU thinking that MU gonna take him all over the world. He had his own car. And let me say this. Ro got bronchitis. Okay, so Ro went somewhere and got a little sick. But how is you ain't never been nowhere and you still getting sick? See, that's what people don't. How you gonna talk about you, Ro? But yet you ain't go outside the city limits of Houston and you getting these blood clots, girl. Ain't
Oh
that
yeah,
something?
see, yeah, that's sickness too, yeah.
Ain't that a sickness?
Mhm.
Ain't that a sickness?
Now you stand in hell. He in hell now, Pastor. I'm not doing no in hell all the time. In hell for 2-3 hours, you just in hell. Even ain't nobody tell you to get in to go to hell. I didn't. The whole time I've been mad at him, I say, "Go to hell." You
Oh my
go
God.
voluntarily.
Well,
Burning up. Go ahead and burn up.
Trademark
Sweaty.
said Ryan wasn't that mad that I dropped the emails, but he was livid that you confirmed them when no one really paid me any attention when I dropped the emails. My.
Oh.
And see, what people don't realize is Trademark is telling the truth. Trademark had already dropped this tea. See, it went. Can I say that it didn't mean nothing to Brian when Trademark dropped the tea? Because Trademark had already put this on his community post, but because Trademark did not have the audience, it wouldn't. But when I got it and I dropped it, it became an issue. It became an issue now. It became an issue now. Oh yes. See, I'm telling you, but yet, Trademark was this and this and this. And then you tried to throw Trademark under the bus, but when Trademark fought back, then all of a sudden it became an issue. Again, the same thing that happened with Castro Cannon. When Brian was up there tearing up Castro about that Thomas situation, and then when Castro said, well, didn't you have a DV situation with Mississippi? Baby, when he said that, baby, all bets was off. All bets was off. So he feels like Pastor was instigating no more than what he do. But see, the thing, it wasn't let me tell you something. Let me tell you what made me mad. First of all, I would have never read those emails, but that hoe dared me. He said, I dare you. I'm like, ho, no, you didn't. No, you ain't gonna dare on March 21st, Aries not to read some shit. So that was that right there. But then what made me mad too was he was trying to put that on Trademark, like Trademark was trying to come after him, like Trademark was really thirsty after him. And that's what he was really trying to paint the picture. Like Honest Ro. He trying to paint the picture that Ro was seducing him and Ro won't leave him alone. And I mean, those are the pictures that he was trying to paint. And Trademark was like, negative, not today, Satan. And so Trademark brought the stuff out and it pissed him on. It pissed him off, rather. I would have left the shit alone.
What was Brian about to do with Trademark?
Huh?
What was Brian about to do with Trademark? He was going to spread them.
Baby,
that's all he was about to do. Because Trademark straight up top. Brian was about to spread them.
I don't know what it was, but when I read them messages, I'm like, ooh, he thirsty. I'm like, ooh, he thirsty. I'm like, oh my God, it sounds like a whole thirst trap. I'm like, ooh, this sounds real thirsty. And I think that bothered him too, because he always trying to get his illusion that he ain't thirsty. But see, the Trademark email proved that Trademark wasn't doing none of that. All Trademark was doing was just saying that I only gave you what you want.
Yeah.
But anyway, look, bro, I gotta go. But it was real. And if you want to
Yes,
find
it
out what's
was.
in these people, shake the bottle a little bit. Press the button, and you'll see what's really in these people and how they talk about you in the bad time is really how they felt about you, period. That's why I don't pay Lovely Love no attention. That whole craziest cat pee. And again, you know, I don't really beat around the bush with Lovely Love. Nah, but I'm gonna give her props. I don't care what y'all say. Baby, she got a sharp trailer. That trailer is clean, honey. And that
Yes,
car.
it was.
Now let me tell you what Stump Down did. Because somebody let me hear it, and I'm like, oh, he lied. Let me tell you how Stump Down embellishes. I never said anything about Lovely Love's car except that it looks new. Stump Down talking about some tags and some registration. Stump Down, that shit that you want to say. And see, this is the deal. Stump Down will use you to say what he really wants to say. Nobody ain't go into that deep detail about Lovely Love except him. So this hoe will embellish. He will embellish shit that he really want to say, and he'll put it on you. I ain't say that. I'm like, this hoe is a whole liar, and the truth ain't in her. I sat back and I said, this is why I don't listen to this hoe. But somebody said it, and I'm like, nobody ain't say nothing about Lovely Love's tags or nothing. I said that the trailer looked nice. I said it looked like a middle-class trailer park. That's all I said. Baby, he be lying.
Sure do.
He be lying.
It's boring. It's boring. Don't lie like that, boy. You boring.
Well, no, it ain't boring, Ro. No, Ro, you gonna learn. I'm gonna give people their props. The shit be funny. You gotta sit there and laugh at the shit because you know that's what he really want to say about the person, but he'll put it on you. But the shit be funny. This shit, I'm not gonna lie. This shit be funny. I ain't gonna lie about that. But I'm like, this is why you gotta trust and verify.
Be trying to laugh at it.
Baby, you gotta trust and verify.
I heard him lie too much.
Yeah, now he do be lying.
It be wicked.
He do be lying. But the thing is, I don't. Baby, I'm going to give you all that you need. I'm going to give you all that you need. But like I told a hoe, if you see a sissy bitch, you come and slap a sissy. I'll be on the east side. I'll be at Miss Kitchen and give my dinner. So when you want to come and slap a bitch and come and slap a sissy, you know where I am. I'm going to give you just what you need. But I think you got sense. I think you have some sensibility.
There he go right there, Pastor.
I see him. I see him.
Too much. Boy,
I see him. But I'm going to tell you, I meant what I said. If you see a sister, you come and slap one hoe. I mean that. I mean that from the bottom of my heart.
He never will want to reveal himself.
No, he ain't going to reveal himself. Even if he did reveal himself, he wouldn't step to me. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, I ain't scared of no hoe. I ain't no killer, but don't push me. Come on now. Now, let me get on out of here so I can do what I got to do. Bro, thank you for coming on. Thank you, D Miss O. Y'all have a good one. Peace and love. Bye.